Hi, if you're thinking about consulting, freelancing, or going out on your own and you're stuck wondering, how do I get someone to pay me? This video is for you. Because the truth is, getting your first client is way simpler than the internet makes it seem. You don't need a website, you don't need a funnel, you don't need ads or a big audience. You need people. Here's what I want to say about your first client. It's not about having everything figured out. It's not about feeling totally ready. And it's definitely not about being confident all the time. Your first client is really about this moment where something clicks, where consulting stops being an idea in your head and becomes a real conversation with a real person who has a real problem and they want your help. And usually, once that happens, the fear quiets down a lot because most people already have what they need to help somebody else. They just haven't said it out loud yet. If you've worked in a professional role, whether that be HR, finance, operations, marketing, IT, compliance, you already have experience that small businesses need, and small companies usually don't have this in house. The work now is just making that visible to the right people. Before you email anyone or start networking, there's one thing that you have to do first. You need clarity. You need to know, what will you help with, who will you help, and how to explain it without rambling, which is what I feel like I'm doing right now. This is where people freeze and overthink everything. So I built an AI tool that helps you do this. So it's going to help you identify your skills and strengths. It's going to help you narrow down a realistic consulting niche and define your ideal client and target market. Use that first. I'll link it in the description. Because when you're clear, these conversations feel natural instead of awkward. The first and easiest way to get your first client is simply letting people know what you're doing. Most consultants don't struggle because they aren't good, they struggle because no one knows they're available to consult. This doesn't mean announcing a new business everywhere, particularly if you start as a side hustle while currently working, which is what I did 10 years ago when I started consulting. It means having a simple, direct conversation. Things like, hey, I'm starting to work with small businesses on blank. I'm taking a few consulting clients right now. If you know anyone who needs help with that, I'd love an introduction. That's it. No pitch, no pressure. A lot of first clients come from someone saying, oh, actually, I know someone who needs that. Now, let's talk about the fastest way I know how to get consulting clients. This is something I did early on and something I still do today. You reach out to people who already serve your ideal client. Think about professionals who already work with small businesses, a standalone bookkeeper, an accountant, a CPA, a payroll provider, employment or business attorneys, insurance brokers, financial advisors. You get the picture. These people already have trust, they already have relationships, and their clients already need help. This is exactly what I did when I first started consulting. I literally did a Google search. Then I used my local Chamber of Commerce membership to find people in my area who already work with the types of clients that I wanted to work with. Then I emailed them. Nothing fancy. I just said, hey, I'd love to connect, learn about your business, and see how we might support each other with similar clients. Sometimes we met in person, sometimes it was a Zoom call, no selling, just conversations. And here's the important part. To this day, I still get at least two new clients a week because of those relationships. Sometimes I get more, not from ads, not from posting on social media or LinkedIn, from people who already work with my ideal client and trust me enough to refer me. If you're wondering what to actually say, just keep it simple. You're not asking for referrals, you're not pitching, you're building a relationship with them. Your goal is, hey, I want to understand your business and see how we might support the same clients. That's it. When you consistently do this, referrals happen naturally because you solve problems they don't want to handle. You protect their clients and you make their job easier. That's how long term consulting businesses are built. This works because you're not convincing strangers. Small business owners trust their accountant, their bookkeeper, their lawyer, their insurance broker. When one of those people say, "Oh, you should talk to Kim," the conversation starts at a completely different level. If you're serious about getting your first consulting client, do this in order. First, use the AI tool I linked below to clarify your niche and find your ideal client. Then let your network know what you're doing. Reach out to local professionals who already serve your audience and focus on conversations, not selling. That is how you get your first client, and often several more right after. If this was helpful, like the video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments where you're stuck. And if you want help turning this into a real consulting business, I've got more resources linked below. See you in the next video.